Hello and a very warm welcome to World This Week by Latest Laws. This is our weekly program, so subscribe and press the bell icon to get notified. My name is Monica Rahar and let's get started by having a look at Supreme Court this week. The Honorable Apex Court has issued a notice to the government on a plea seeking appointment in the National Commission for Minority Educational Institutions on the recommendation of a committee constituted by the Chief Justice of India till National Tribunal Commission is set up as per the direction of the top court. In a huge relief for an 18-year-old student who had almost lost his seat in IIT-Bombay by unintentionally clicking on a wrong link, the Supreme Court has directed the institute to regularize his admission in an engineering course. The top court has agreed to examine the constitutionality of the controversial Love Jihad law and issued notice to the governments of Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh. The court was hearing a bunch of petitions which challenged the validity of the laws and demanded that they be struck down as they violated secularism, equality and non-discrimination principles as enshrined under the Constitution of India. The court has asked the central government to either withdraw or amend rules which were notified in the year 2017 for confiscating animals of traders and transporters during the pendency of trials in cases under the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act, saying they are contrary to the law. A three-judge bench of the Honorable Supreme Court by a majority of 2:1 has allowed the Central Vista project, including the new Parliament building. The project has been given a nod to go ahead, but with several riders like seeking clearance from the Heritage Conservation Committee. Constitutional courts cannot expand their judicial review powers to become decision-making authorities, the Supreme Court said while giving vent to its disenchantment over PILs trying to overstretch its constitutionally demarcated jurisdiction. The top court has made an important observation that can go a long way in terms of promoting gender equality in the country. While taking up an insurance dispute, the court has said that the calculation of notional income of homemakers must be based on their work, labor and sacrifices that they make. Now let's proceed to the next segment of our news analysis and have a look at the Delhi High Court this week. The Delhi High Court has stated that it would hear the plea by Association of Healthcare Providers challenging the decision of the government of Delhi to reserve 80% COVID ICU beds in 33 private hospitals on February 12 after the petitioners have raised questions on the gradual manner of de-escalation of COVID ICU beds. The court has granted Delhi International Airport Limited interim relief, allowing it to suspend payments to the Airports Authority of India by invoking force majeure during the COVID crisis. The court has asked the AAP-led government to file its response over a plea seeking direction to ensure the immediate implementation of the Health Bill 2019 of the Government of Delhi or the Clinical Establishment Act of 2010. A PIL has been filed before the High Court seeking removal of Amitabh Bachchan's voice from the caller tune on COVID precautionary measures, claiming that the Bollywood superstar himself does not have a clean record. The Delhi High Court has ordered Bar Council of India to issue the Standard Operating Procedure, that is the SOPs, for physical conduct of All India Bar Exam, which is scheduled to be held on January 24 this year amid the COVID situation. Now, moving on to the next segment where we'll be discussing updates coming up from the High Court of Punjab and Haryana. The Punjab and Haryana High Court has asked the Punjab government to replace the head of Special Investigating Team, that is the SIT head, probing the 2015 sacrilege case. Now, in the next segment, let's proceed to the Allahabad High Court. The Allahabad High Court, while extending its interim order till further order, has directed the state government to file its response to plea challenging the Love Jihad ordinance which is passed by the government of UP. In response to another matter, the court has expressed that public land in the state of UP is most vulnerable to encroachment. Encroachment over such public land is not countenanced by the legislature. The High Court, while dealing with the petition challenging the power of the Election Commission to allot election symbols, has directed the Election Commission to file its response within a period of 6 weeks. Now let's proceed with the miscellaneous segment of our news analysis. On 2nd of January, the Bar Council of India in its press release has stated that it is in favour of having minimum 3 years of standing at bar in order to be eligible for judicial service examination. The press release also stated that the council, the BCI, will file an application to be impleaded as a party to a writ petition which was filed against the order of Andhra Pradesh government stating that 3 years practice is required at the bar in order to be eligible to sit for judicial service examination. By virtue of another notification, the Bar Council of India has stated that 1-year LLM course is to be abolished in India, while a new India entrance test for the PG admission is to be introduced. The talks between the centre and farmer unions who are opposing the new agriculture reform laws has failed to make any headway after the unions insisted on repeal of the laws, while the government insisted on suggesting an alternative other than repeal. A special judge trying cases involving lawmakers has ordered the arrest of an MLA of BJP from Khatoli named Vikram Singh for his failure to appear before the court in a case relating to defiling a place of worship and also triggering communal hatred during the 2013 Muzaffarnagar riots. Issuing non-bailable warrant against Saini, the special judge has directed police to arrest and produce him in the court by January 11. The Central Bureau of Investigation has filed a 4,000-page charge sheet in the Vyapam case. Now let's proceed with the last segment of our news analysis, which is the international news. An anti-terrorism court in Lahore has sentenced Zakiur Rahman Lakhvi to 5 years in prison on terror financing charges. Lakhvi is the mastermind of 26/11 Mumbai terror attack. In a landmark judgment, a court in Pakistan has banned the practice of two-finger tests or the virginity test in rape examinations. Boeing company has agreed to pay $2.5 million to resolve a criminal charge with the US Department of Justice after being accused of concealing information with respect to the two Boeing 737 MAX crashes that resulted in deaths of about 346 passengers on board. That's all we have for this week. The links of all these news updates, they are made available in the description section for your kind consideration, just in case you need more information with respect to these news which are covered herein. And thank you for being with us.